Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to the Humble Servant Homestead. Guys, we are out here today and I am getting ready to do some work on the homestead here. And what it is that I'm going to be doing in just a moment, I'm going to be putting up some fencing here on the homestead. But one of the things that I want to bring to you guys first, before we get to doing any kind of work, any kind of digging here on the homestead. Now, this right here is a utility box for our internet and stuff like that that comes to the house. And the thing is, you want to go ahead and call that 411 number so that way you can have them come on out and go ahead and do a test of where all of your lines are inside of the ground, guys. And so that is what we did here. So now that is key before you do any digging, okay? It is free for them to come on out and do that test. And so it will cost you more money in the long run if you go ahead and start digging and break a line on the ground, because they have to come out and fix that line, and they will charge you for any cost that it takes for them to come and fix that line, guys. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to head on over here and get to talking a little bit about the tools and stuff that we will need to go ahead and start building this fence here. So come on along. Okay guys, so some of the things that we're going to need here in the beginning stage of putting up this fence here, you're going to need string. Yes, you can run a fence without a string, but it will not be pretty. Okay, so we have our string, and also we have some T-posts here, which we're going to be putting in the ground to make sure that we have something to tie our string onto when we get ready to run this post. And also I have my T-post jammer, which we're going to use this here in just a moment. So come on over here, guys. What we're going to do now, we're going to head on up to where I have a previous fence put up on the front, and we're going to use that fence right there to get our line so we can have it nice and straight with the other fence up there. So come on along, guys. Okay guys, and so right here you see our previous fence that we have right here. Now what we're going to be doing, we're going to be tying the string on this post here, and we're going to stretch it all the way down so we can have this right here lined up with this existing fence. All right, so I have already came in and ran the line right here. So what we're going to go ahead and do now, we're going to meet up back down there on the other end and run this line. And once we do that, what we'll go ahead and do next, we will start getting the measurements to where we're going to be putting our posts. All right, so come along, guys. Okay guys, so now that I am down here at the other end, and this T-post that is right here, this is where we're going to be putting our corner posts. And so I just put this right here just as a reference for me. What I'm going to be doing right now, I'm going to go ahead and stretch this string real nice and tight. And the reason, you want to make sure your string is tight, yes. So what I'm going to be doing, just to kind of offset from this post right here. So now I'm going to go ahead and pound this T-post here down in the ground. Okay guys, and so now that I have this post here in the ground, what I'm doing right now, I am pulling my string very tight. We want it real nice and tight. All right, so pulling it, and we're going to go ahead and tie it around this post here. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is remove this post right here, and this is where I am going to put my corner post. Now in this area right here, it's a little bit tricky, and it's tricky because I have this tree right here in the way, and I also have my gate over there. So I'm gonna kind of have to, you know, put a cross brace right here and kind of corner it a little bit to line up with my gate. And I also have that one coming from down there, and my other posts that I'm going to be connecting is going to be right here. But I will show you all that so you can get a better visual of it when I get ready to run these lines and also place these posts in the ground. All right, so what we'll go ahead and do now, I'm going to go ahead and get my tape measurement, and I'm going to go from this post here all the way to that post so we can get the middle. Okay, and so now I have my 100-foot tape measurement here, and what I'm going to be doing is put this tape measurement here on this post, drag it all the way down there to the other end. I may have to come back, stick it in the ground, and then, you know, go on if it's, because I believe this is more than 100 foot. All right, so I'm gonna get my son here to come on and hold this tape measurement here while I drag it all the way down there. And what I'm trying to do is find where I'm gonna be putting my middle post, and from there, once I find the middle, I'll work on the side, make it another middle. And so I'll probably have me about 3 posts here when it's all said and done. Hopefully I'm clear right there. Come on. Okay guys, and so after we got through running this tape measurement here, we came up with 172 feet, and so half of that will be 86. Okay, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do now with this tape measurement here, I'm gonna put it back at this corner post and run it on down there and get my 86 feet. And so that right there is where I'm gonna go ahead and put my middle post. Okay, and I'm gonna mark that off. And so that's gonna be a post that we're gonna go ahead and get to digging. And also from that middle post, we're gonna go ahead and measure again from here, because I want to go ahead and put at least about 3 posts inside of this area here. All right, so let's go ahead and get our 86. Okay guys, and so now I am right here at 86, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put a mark right here. But unfortunately, I'm right here next to this big old tree, and we have some stump right here. So actually when I get ready to dig, I'm gonna have to find the easiest way to get down into the ground there. Now, so half of 86 is going to be 43 feet. And so what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna have my son to come on down here and also put it right here at this point. And so from 43 feet, I'm gonna go ahead and put another mark, and that's where my other post is gonna go. Come on down. I'm gonna put it right here at this point, okay? Okay, so right here I have my 43 feet, and I'm just gonna go ahead, put me another mark right here on the ground. And so these spots that I mark here is where I'm gonna be coming in and place some holes to go ahead and put me some posts in the ground. Okay, so now what we're gonna go ahead and do, we are actually gonna go ahead and move on to the next step, guys. All right. Okay guys, and so right now we are here at the next step, and what I have here with me, and I really strongly that you get some of these tools here as well, and also stuff that you will need. Definitely go ahead, get your gloves, because with this post hole digger here, it will definitely put some blisters on your hand. Okay, now the easy way to go ahead and do it, if you can get an auger, that right there will work just fine, and it will also get the job done a whole lot quicker. But here on the Homestead, we are using and utilizing what we have here at the time. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, remember the post that I had here, the T-post, I moved that on out the way. And so now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is just put my T-post here, my post hole digger here, just to line it up a little bit. And I'm gonna go ahead and start digging this hole. Now the depth that I'm looking for with this hole here is actually 3 feet. And right here where you see these notches here, that is exactly 3 feet, guys. And just stay tuned and I will take you along on the next step. All right. And it's very important, that when you're digging your hole, that the width and the diameter that you start with is the same going all the way down into the ground, so that way when you get ready to put your posts in, it's not uneven down inside of the hole. Okay guys, and so as y'all can see, I got me 3 feet down into the ground here. And so what I'm going to be doing right now, I'm going to be going ahead and dig all these holes here. And once I dig all these holes, I'm going to bring you guys back when we get ready to place them inside of the holes and show you what it is that we're going to be doing to set these posts here. All right? Okay. Okay guys, and so as y'all can see, I've reached my depth that I need to be down inside of this ground here. And so what I'm gonna do in the next step, guys, I'm gonna put the posts inside of the ground here and also set them in the ground. Okay, so because we want this fence here to last us for a long time, and we don't want no sagging in our fence, I'm going to show you what it is you need to do to get those posts real nice and strong in the ground, guys. So stay tuned. Okay guys, and so today we are here, we are back, and I want to take you guys along with us today, showing you guys how we go about planting our posts. What I would recommend for you guys to use in your holes is cement. Okay, get that Quikrete 60-pound or 80-pound bags and put in a hole. But I'm going to give you all a demonstration real quick. Now, one of the beauty about it is I do put my Quikrete in the ground dry, but today, guess what? We have been getting a lot of rain, and I want to show you what's happening down here in this hole. Don't know if y'all can see right there in the side where that water is just leaking inside of this hole here, and that is a good thing today. All right, we're going to go ahead and put this post in. Oh yeah, it's real nice and heavy and hefty. But another thing, talk a little bit about this post here and what kind of post I am using. Now this post right here is cedar posts. Okay, now when you're using cedar posts, you want to make sure that you have a lot of red in that post. That is what's going to last for a long time. Anywhere up to 30 to 40 years, this post can last in this ground if you treat it right. Okay, so we have a lot of red. That's a good thing. Now, we're going to go ahead and get this post set just right. Right, see about right there. And what I'm going to go ahead and do now is grab my Quikrete. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and simply pour that inside of that hole. And usually, guys, I would use a leveler, but I have put so much post inside of these grounds here to where that I can highball it just right to where I'll get them real nice and level. So keep in mind, if you're a first timer, grab a level to just make sure that all your posts is nice and straight. And now I'm going to put one more bag of cement in there. Okay guys, and so what I'm doing right here with this stick here is pretty much to get all of that air pocket out of the ground, or out of the cement rather. All right. And so that is it right there. Now what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to leave this and let it go ahead and set, and we'll come back later. right here we have some 1-foot galvanized nail. Okay, and so let me go ahead and get the drilling. And one of the things I want to show you, when I was saying that red, that's what you're looking for right there. And I'm telling you, got such a beautiful smell from that cedar. But that's what I'm talking about when I said your cedar wood need to have a lot of red. And okay guys, and so how I get my measurement for this hole right here, pretty much I came all the way down to the base of that post, and I came right at about 44 inches. Okay, and the reason why I did that, you gotta understand, the fence that I'm putting up is right at about 4 feet tall. Okay, and so I don't want the fence to be, I don't want my H-brace to be too high. I want it to line up just right, that fence. And I can show you an example right over here what I'm talking about. Okay, so right here, this is a H-brace that we have, and if you can see how the wire is sitting just a little bit above the H-brace, and so that is why I went ahead and did them 44 inches from the base on up, and that's how I get it right here. But what we're going to go ahead and do right now is measure our post that we're going to be using for the H-brace, cut it to length, drill a few holes in it, and get it set up. Okay guys, and so now that I have this post right here cut to length, now I'm going to go ahead and simply drill 2 holes inside of this here. Now what I'm shooting for is right in the middle of this post. And that is it. And just pounding this nail inside of the hole that I pre-drilled. All right, and now I am out on the other side. Now what I'm going to do, those holes that I just drilled, I'm going to line it on up inside of there. Just like that. Come on down to the other end. Just simply. Okay guys, and so now I am here to this point here. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to pound this nail in, and you want to leave at least about 1 inch of this nail hanging out. And the reason for that is when you come with your cross brace for your H brace, you need that wire to be able to sit on something, and it will be sitting on this nail here. I will show you a demonstration with one that I have already done. So that is it right there guys. Now we have that nice and set. Let me show you what it is that I'm talking about. Why you need to leave 1 inch of nail on this post. Okay, so right here, as you can see, I have right here is 9-gauge wire that I have sitting on this nail. Now that is why you need to leave 1 inch of that nail out. And as you can see, we have it running all the way down here, and it's holding down at the bottom with some barb staple. And so that is it right there, guys. Okay, I just want to say thanks to each and every one of you guys out there for stopping by the Humble Servant Homestead. And as always, peace and blessings to each and every one of you guys out there. I pray that you guys learned something here today, and what you learned today, you can take it to your land, to your homestead, and install a fence the right way. There's no wrong or right way, but to me, I think this is the best way. It will last for a long time, especially when you go ahead, put some cement in those holes. Have a blessed day, everyone.